Hi, this video is going to teach you how to create folders to help organize your images, access your memory card, find your photos on your memory card, move those photos into the folder, easily view all the photos you just took, how to delete those photos, and how to safely eject your memory card. So let's get started. So first, I have a memory card. I am going to insert it into my built-in SD card reader. I'll go over this in a class demo, but it's located in the back of your computer. So I'm going to put the SD card in, and now it pops up right here on my desktop. Currently it says no name. That's good. But before I start taking photos off of it, I want to make a folder. I want to make sure all my files are nice and organized so it's very easy to find them for next time. So I'm going to right-click or control-click right in my desktop. Ignore that. I'm going to choose new folder, and I'm just going to call it Photo 1. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to tap real fast, then type Photo 1. It'll organize it. Now, inside this folder, I want you to create a folder for whatever project we're working on. So our first project is going to be static versus dynamic. Good. I'm going to leave this folder open over here. And now I'm going to go back to my memory card. If your computer tries to open iPhoto, please just close out of it. iPhoto works in a different way. It has a library system of storing your photos, which is good if you're always working on the same computer at home, but it has trouble working over the network at school. So iPhoto is a no-no for working at school. So instead, we're going to actually transfer our actual files. So I'm going to open up the no-name memory card. Yours might have a different name. And then here's kind of the root directory. So there's all sorts of different photos and folders in here. The one that you're going to want is going to be called DCIM. Pretty much any memory card in the world, if it writes photos, it's going to be writing those files into DCIM. So I'm going to open that up. And you might have one or you might have multiple folders. Most likely, the folder with the highest number is going to be the most recent. So I can actually tell that over here by where it says date modified. So this one's modified today, so that's good. So I'm going to open up this folder, and now I have access to my photos. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to click and drag. And let's say, since, like in class, we share these cameras with multiple people, how can we best find the photos that are yours? I'm going to suggest by trying different view options. So first view option is just going to be thumbnails. So here are the thumbnails. Not too exciting, not too useful for what we're talking about. The next one's more useful. This is list. I like lists because then it shows us date modified and the type of images. This one is going to be the Explorer. We're not going to use that. And the last one is cover flow. I like cover flow because it gives me both the image and also the information about when it was last modified. So I'm going to look, and let's just say I was in the second hour taking these photos, and I took them on May 8th. I would look here for May 8th under date modified, and I'd just try to find that time. So these look like they're the photos that I'm going to be taking. So the next step is I want to move these photos off my memory card and onto my computer. So I am going to go back to my Photo 1 folder. I'm going to open up my static versus dynamic folder. I'm going to go back over here to my memory card. I'm kind of switching between windows, which is fine. And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to highlight just the photos that I want. So there's a few different ways you can do this. The easiest way I find is first click on the one that you want to start with. So in that case on the top, May 8th up here. Hold down the Shift key, and then go down to the last one on the list you want, and then click on its name. And now they are all highlighted. I'm now going to click and drag. I'm going to drop all the highlighted photos into my static versus dynamic folder. If you're doing a lot of photos, it might take a little longer to transfer, but this went pretty quickly. So now, good for me. I have my photos in this folder, and they're ready to go. So after you transfer your photos, I want you to start going through them. I'm going to refer to this as economizing your photos. What that means is any photos you don't want for the project, any photos you don't need, they're too blurry, they just didn't turn out, that's okay. We're just going to delete them so they don't start getting in the way of the photos we want to use. So let's look at these photos. So different ways of looking at them. I'm in cover view right now. What you can do is you can kind of drag cover view larger right here, and you have slightly larger previews. It's okay, but I think if we're using a big screen, we should use all the space. So instead, what I'm going to suggest is we highlight all the photos again. So the two ways of doing this. Since I want to highlight all of them, I can either do what I did last time, click on the first one, hold on Shift, and then release, and then now I have all those photos selected. Or, more conveniently, on my keyboard, I can press Command A. Alright, once I have all the photos selected, I'm going to press Spacebar. And now, this is known as Quick Look. And Quick Look is very handy. It works much faster than Preview. Preview takes a little bit longer to go through your photos. Quick Look, I think, just works smoother. I'm going to go to the full screen button in the top right corner. And now, by clicking the arrow keys on my keyboard, I can go through all my photos. So I can look at them, say, oh, this is nice, I like this one I don't like as much. So if there's one I want to delete, I can get out of full screen mode by either pressing the close button or pressing escape on my keyboard. And I'll just close out of it again, press the X. And if I want to delete this photo because it turned out it was too blurry or I just don't like the composition, I'm just going to click it down here into the trash bin on your dock. I suggest before class is over you empty your trash, otherwise your photos aren't actually deleted, they're just stored somewhere else. So go here, go to empty trash, I'll go to empty trash, and now it's empty. So those photos are now gone. I have all the photos I want here. I've weeded out all the photos I don't like. I'm going to close out of this. And it looks like class is about to end. So I need to get my memory card out of the computer. Please, 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 please make sure to take your memory cards. A lot of students tend to leave their memory cards in their computers because they forget about them. Problem is they then lose them and lose all the photos that go with it. So make sure you return your memory card. So I don't just want to pull it out, I want to eject it. If you just remove it from their computer, you run the risk of having your files get corrupted and all your photos being useless. So two ways of doing it. Either right click on your memory card and go to eject, or click and drag and drop it into the trash. Alright, very good. So in this video, we've learned how to access our memory card, how to move files off our memory card, how to organize those files, how to view them in different ways. We also learned how to create new folders and how to organize our photos within those folders. Lastly, last thing, and I'm always going to tell you this, remember, eject your memory cards and put them back in your cameras. Thank you for watching. Good photo editing.